Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Teardown Lab. Today we have a fitness item and it's something I take relatively seriously. I'm not going to say I do a fair bit, and I tend to use things like the Garmin Forerunner, and this is the 630, and it has a heart strap which I don't mind wearing actually because it has additional accelerometers and things in here to give me these running dynamics, which I do use. However, these things cost normally a few £100, up to several £100s, and they can be a big barrier to entry to most people. And then there's a kind of a lower barrier to entry, which is the basic level Fitbits, which can give you certain functionality, but normally not as good as those. And then there's these, which is the sort of ultimate in low level. Sorry about that. You know when a cat is doing that noise where it's almost like human and it's whining. Right, go give him his food. He's quiet now. So it's very early this morning, and they're saying the as a barrier to entry, this thing represents virtually none because I think it was like under a tenner, and it's supposed to be a smart band, and you can see it's got the time and battery level, the usual things. On the bottom it says heart pulse, temperature, fire, feet, where you are, and telephone. So yeah, I'm not sure about the functionality, but if we just have a look at the spec, that might give us a little bit more to go on. So you can see it says it's got an M-Cube MX1003 CPU, and it's got an MC3613 sensor. So we'd have to look up what that is. It could be temperature sensor, who knows. Then there's a heart rate sensor. It's got a screen, Bluetooth Low Energy, 16 kilobytes plus 512 kilobytes of memory. So that's an interesting amount. It's not a massive amount. I don't know if they mean kilobytes or if really they're not using much. You shouldn't really need to use much, should you, for something like this? You can see consider a BBC Micro only had 32k and did a lot of stuff. 25 grams, 8 milliamp hour polymer battery, charging time 2 hours, strap metal TPU, and then more importantly, it does have its own kind of app, which is the hello, which is the Yoho Sports for Android and iOS. So you can download Yoho Sports. So we'll open up the box. Now I'm not saying this is going to replace your running watch, but it might just get you, something that's a lot cheaper than the Fitbit. So there's your book. Oh, interesting. And all I can see here already, it's sort of suggesting that the strap has some sort of built-in USB charging in it, which is kind of cool. Then it's got the QR code and everything. Well, everything's in Chinese on that side, English on the other. Oops, apologies. It's kind of cool. I mean, I think we just play with it, really. I don't think we need instructions, RTFM and all that. So yeah, it's kind of neat. It does have a heart rate monitor on the back, which mine doesn't. I mean, they're supposedly not as accurate as the chest ones, but for most people, as long as they're accurate enough, that's probably all you want. Let's try the fit. Finish actually feels alright. It's very light. I think I'd wear this though. I'd be happy to wear that. It looks alright. Nice sort of chunky strap. It does look pretty good to me. You can feel it's sort of not the softest of plastic, but then I don't mind that. Sometimes these silicones are a bit flippy floppy all the time. Right, so just peel the screen thing off. We've got to figure out how you turn it on. That's going to be a tricky one for us. Now let's have a look, see at this charging mechanism as well. So it implied there was something to do with the strap. I don't want to break the strap, so maybe we will revert back to the instructions. Okay, so these are quite cool because it's telling you need to put it behind the ulnar styloid, apparently, which is probably part of your wrist. Please make sure the battery level is normal first use. How to charge. Pull the host out of the wristband. One side of the charging line. Pull the host out of the wristband. So it's showing you there, though, that the strap being pulled off from both ends of this. So I'm going to just give a little wiggle. Oh, it's scary. I think this is the USB charging side. Let's see. Oh, it burst into life, though. I just saw a green flash. And it indeed is telling me that there's no battery in there. I don't know if you can... Oh, you could briefly see it on the screen. I'll have to turn the lights off for that. But yeah, okay, it's got a nice little OLED screen, colour OLED. But I'm still not sure how you're supposed to take the strap off. Dang! It feels like it's going to want to break if you do that. Crikey. I mean, that's one worry of this design, isn't it? I think it should have just come with the straps off it, to be honest. If you're going to need to pull them off, at least the users then wouldn't be so afraid of doing it. I don't know if I'm doing this right at all. I can say with some confidence, though, I can see metal contact. So this one here, so you've got this sort of circular thing on the screen that you may not be able to see. There's a circle there which is sort of representing the button that you touch. The opposite end seems to be the charging strap. But look, it's quite responsive. So let's just do that before we mess with the strap anymore. Time, date, steps, distance travelled, how many calories you've burnt, your pulse, milligrams per... Is that your blood oxygen or something? And your MAC address. Your MAC address, I like that. And then there's an off there on the MAC address screen. Is it actually a touch screen? Or do you just hold it down? Ah, then maybe... So it's not a touch screen, but it's the capacitive button. But you just flick it to select the different modes, and then you hold it down to turn it off. Right, no dilly-dallying anymore. I can't beat around the bush. It's time to just... Oh, crikey! Dang it, that was hard work. Right, but we did get it off. You just give it a bit of force. I'm sure it'll limber up a bit. And look, there's the old pulse thing is back on again. So in terms of USB port, oh yeah, it does. It's weird. You wouldn't think of that angle it fits, but yeah, it does. Look, it does fit in. I've got it into my charge doctor. I'm just going to plop that into the charger. It's buzzing. It's got a vibrating motor in it too. So it's charging at 0.01 amps. We're going to be here sometime. I mean, if I just unplug that, yeah, it is charging, but 0.01 amps. No, it's going up now. 0.04 amps. So we'll leave that for 2 hours and come back to it. It's not been 2 hours, but I've got a bit bored now, so let's see what it says. Just going to unplug it from the charger. Come on, wake up. Oh, it says it's fully charged now. Anyway, I know that it's really hard to show you the screen. It doesn't... to your eye, it does look really good, but to the camera, it's a little bit trickier. So what we need to do then is really just pair that. So what I've done, in the meantime, I've actually got my mobile phone and I've downloaded the Yoho Sports app from... Oh, hello. Yes. You can make calls, access your contacts, view your SMS messages, and your location. So now all the secret services in China have everything I hold. It's interesting. It does look a little bit like a kind of a Garmin thing, but we need to just first find the device. There's my device, Yoho Band 2. Oh, it's found it right away. It just says not bound. So I guess we click that. Syncing. Another beep. Bound. And I guess that's it, is it? I mean, I'm waggling away. I don't know how you get it to start registering. I'm trying to emulate some walking here. There we go. I've done some stuff, but I don't know if it's going to register it right away. Now, looking at the box, it does say it's got a number of features, like you can take selfies by doing something on the watch itself. It's weird though. It says step 0. Why is it not registering steps? I'm not sure if it's got some sophisticated step measuring algorithm, but maybe I ought to put this on my wrist first, because of course it does have that heart rate sensor in it, so there could be the possibility that it's got a risk detection in there. Let's get that on. Pop it on. And it did say to put it behind that bumpy bump, didn't it? So I'm going to put it one energon cube tighter. I'm going to pop that on. Let's get that back on. Wake up. Wake up. And wake that up. It's just not measuring my... Oh, there we go, BPM. Let's try that, shall we? And there's a sort of a test with heart rate. I've got here my Garmin, and I'm going to put that into a sports mode as well. So it says heart rate connected. So this one's saying 61 BPM. I do have a blood oximeter upstairs. We don't need that though. We'll just put this straight onto... God, I don't know what we put it on, to be honest with you. Let's go back to the main menu. I'm not sure how you just see your heart rate without being in an activity on a Garmin watch. So I guess we'll have to pretend we're going for a walk. And we're going to go for a walk. Heart rate, there we go, 77. So let's see what this one's saying. Come on. There, BPM. So I reckon what I ought to do, I've got the heart rate strap on now. I think I might just go for a walk. Wear both devices, walk around the block, see if it logs heart rate, because it'd be nice if it logged it, because then we can compare the two on the apps. Although it does seem to be reading differently from the Garmin one. I kind of trust the Garmin one a lot more. So we've got 69 here on the wrist, 74. I mean, at least it's still within a, you know, I don't know, 15%. So we've got notifications, settings, shake for selfie, smart alarm, firmware upgrade, and apparently it will buzz on stuff. You can set your stats here, of course, for your height and weight and things like that. But it will buzz, of course, on notifications. I did read that there. Look, so you've got Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, all of the usual things. You can have that on there. So that's kind of cute too. So I'm going to complete my profile, and then I'm going to go for a walk, and we'll come back and see if it's actually logged anything, where, you know, if it's done anything useful. Something of note just before I leave the house, have a look. 68 on the left, 69 on the right. So it does seem to actually work out after a while. See you in a sec. Okay, I'm back from a walk, and just to cut a long story short, the device does not seem to measure your pulse accurately. I mean, that's the bottom line. Okay, so I've measured it basically as I was walking between my chest strap Garmin, which you can see down here, the device on the wrist, and I've got this blood oximeter, and you can see now the device here is saying 70. The watch is saying 66. The oximeter is still waiting to get a reading. It takes a bit of time, of course, to do that. So in terms of steps, I mean, my Garmin has been measuring all day, so it's going to be measuring quite a lot of steps. But because I took a particular activity, we can have a look, see if there's any additional data. But it's saying that we've walked... it's saying that we've walked about 2.2 miles. So if we can see what this says, that'd be neat. 4,000 steps, 3.04 kilometers. So what's 3 km in miles? 3 km in miles is 1.8. So it's under reading. It's under reading on the pulse. It's under reading on the steps. So yeah, I don't know really. It's probably okay for casual use, but if you're trying to get some sort of figures for your sporting use, I really don't think necessarily this variant of this technology is for you. But if it's just for casual, one you can wear it as a kind of like Fitbit type thing, yeah, go for it. Why not? If it's like, get it for 7 quid, 10 quid, you know, I'll put the links down below. And the app actually, to be fair to it, the app is pretty good. I use generally the Garmin Connect app for my Garmin watch, but the, oh, you can see it does do a lot of beeping though. But you can see it is quite fun. It's quite clear. You see what I mean? It's got all these nice little doodads going on, and you can swipe and see your sleep monitor, heart rate and whatnot. It does give you a list of all of the readings it's taken, and it can actually force it into heart rate mode. So when it's on, you can just push play and it will actually turn on there. Look, you can see it's remote. So that's kind of nice to have a remote activated heart rate. Blood pressure. blood pressure. So do you remember we said that I was looking at that thing trying to figure out what that was, if it was blood oxygen. It's supposedly blood pressure. Okay. I have no idea how something can try to measure your blood pressure through that technology. Interesting. Anyway, again, more. Oh, 126/76. Sounds about right for me. Sounds about right. So yeah, give it a go. Let me know how you get on with these. And yeah, I think for a watch that's like a touchscreen notification Bluetooth watch, I think it's a really good price, to be honest with you. And the additional step counter and things like that in it, if they work and they work for you, then bargain, absolute bargain. So everybody, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye.